Guys, please check your audio and video settings. Voice is very slow. No video. No, both video and audio both are there, guys. Check it out. Both are there. Check it out. Yes. Voice is still low, na? Okay. No, no problem. Yeah, this paint is taking time to get launch. Huh? Okay, guys. Today we will discuss one module called Spring Data module. Okay. In that one, we are going to have discussion on what? Spring Data JPA. We are going to have discussion on Spring Data MongoDB. These are the two things. Basic module is Spring Data, guys. In that one, two submodules are there. One is Spring Data JPA. Other one is what? Spring Data MongoDB. It's not MongoDB, it's MongoDB, guys. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, guys. Am I audible? Yes, guys. Let me save the document. Spring. New folder. Spring Data. Spring Data. What is your batch code, guys? NT SPBMS 714. Spring Data. Spring Data intro. Spring Data intro. What is today's date, guys? June 29th. Yes. Are you getting my point there, guys? Fine. Whatever it is. Okay, guys. Spring Data module. These two are the submodules that we are going to discuss. Okay, guys. Now listen, everyone, please concentrate. Java application performs persistence operations on database software, which is also called as SQL database software. That means SQL database software means on which we can execute the SQL queries. We have NoSQL database softwares also, guys. I'll introduce them later. Either by using JDBC or by using OR mapping. Either by using JDBC or by using OR mapping. Everyone knows JDBC, guys. Let me speak something about what? OR mapping. Let me talk something about what? OR mapping. Okay, let's try to understand what is OR mapping. Okay, boss. Hibernate falls under OR mapping, boss. Come on. Right. The process of mapping Java classes with DB tables. Okay. And mapping properties of Java classes with columns of DB table, and making objects of Java classes representing DB table records, having synchronization between them. What do you mean by synchronization, guys? If you do any modification in objects, that will reflect to DB table rows. If you do modifications in what? DB table rows, it will reflect to objects. So that process, this whole process is called as what? OR mapping. In short, it's all about mapping classes with the tables. In short, mapping classes with tables, guys. So object R means row, but we don't say directly row. Object relational mapping, relational. Array, all popular SQL database softwares are relational database softwares, right? So that's the reason they named it as what? Object relational mapping. Is that clear? It is all about mapping Java classes with DB tables. Java classes with the DB tables. Now listen. The process of mapping Java classes with DB tables. Next. Java classes with DB tables. And properties of Java classes with columns of DB tables. To make the objects of Java classes representing the records of DB tables. Records of DB tables having synchronization between them is called OR mapping. Yeah, now listen, guys. JDBC persistence logic. JDBC persistence logic is is SQL queries based database software dependent persistence logic. Are you understanding my statement? Yes. In OR mapping, are we going to write SQL queries, or everything can be everything we do with the objects? Are you listening my statement? Everything we do with the objects, or are we going to write any persistence logic? Right. Okay. The OR mapping persistence logic is objects based. Okay. Database software independent persistence logic. I am preparing background when to use which kind of environment. It's going to be awesome session. Database software independent persistence logic. Okay, boss. Understanding my statement, guys. Okay. Now listen. Right. That means no SQL queries, guys. Here, no SQL queries. No SQL queries. Tell me, if SQL queries are not there, everything is happening on objects. Array objects will remain same even though database software changes na boss. Are you understanding my statement? The objects will remain same even though database software changes. So that's why overall persistence logic is what? Database software independent persistence logic while working with OR mapping. Are you understanding my point? Okay. Fine, boss. Now listen. Okay, I'm taking one class called public class employee. I'm taking some properties, guys. What is that? ENO. Next, E-name. Next, flow to salary. Flow to salary. Int department number. These are the properties. Now tell me, this is generally called model class, guys. Setters and getters. Okay, setters and getters. Yeah, you can take a simple float or wrapper float, your choice. Yeah, wrapper float is recommended. That's it. Not mandatory you should take wrapper float. You can take anything, not a issue. Okay, fine, guys. Here is model class. Here is what class, guys? Model class. Okay. Some part of industry also calls it as what? Entity class. Or you can also call it as BO class. All are one and the same, guys. Okay, na? All right. So here I have a table. Here I have a table. I'm explaining what is OR mapping, boss. Right. This is my database software Oracle, boss. This is my Oracle database software. Super, boss. Here is what table? Employee DB table. Employee DB table. Super. Right. Here is my ENO column, E-name column, okay, salary column, department column. Array, column names and property names may match, may not match. If match, fine. If not match, not a issue. Okay. Okay, boss. Now listen. Let us assume it is having two records. 101 Raja, salary 9,000, department name 10. 102 Rajesh, salary 8,000, department number 102. Cool, guys. Now tell me here OR mapping configurations, guys. OR mapping configurations. We do either using XML or annotations. We do either by using XML or annotations. Why, sir? What? Array, there are so many classes and so many tables. How does it knows? How does it knows which class should be mapped with which table? Which class should be linked with which table? Somewhere we should specify na boss which table record should be represented by using what? Which class objects? Array, when you run the application, so many objects of so many classes will be there. In the database, so many tables will have so many records. How does it knows which class object should represent which table records? That means which classes should be mapped with what, which table, which property should hold what, which column values, right? Somewhere we should give that clarity or not. That clarity place is nothing but okay, OR mapping configurations. Are you understanding my point there? Okay. Com dot nt dot model dot employee. We are trying to map with employee DB table. Listen carefully, guys. We are trying to map with the employee DB table. Now tell me. ENO property I am trying to map with ENO column. ename property I am trying to map with ename column. If different also not a problem. Salary property I am trying to map with the salary column. DEPTNO property I am trying to map with the DEPTNO column. Yes, okay. Now tell me here. Model class property, these are DB table columns, guys. Entity class props. These are DB table columns. Okay. Like this, multiple classes, multiple entity classes will be mapped with multiple DB tables. Right now, boss? Okay. Now listen, how does it works? This is my Java application. This is my Java application having OR mapping persistence logic. Having OR mapping persistence logic. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. So here is my ORM software. In between ORM software, like Hibernate kind of ORM software. ORM software, something like a Hibernate. Hibernate is the market leader, you know that. Okay, guys. Now tell me, if I load both the records, how many objects will be created for entity class, guys? Two objects. E1 employee object, right? E2 another employee object. Yes, boss. 101 Raja 9,001. Oh, department number gone wrong. Fine. Here 101, you will take 10. Okay, to avoid confusion, I will take 10. Okay, guys. Now listen. Here 102 Rajesh 8,010. 8,010. Okay. Yeah, listen, this object represent this record, guys. This object represent this record. Yes, guys. Now listen, synchronization also I said. You do modification in the department number here. Can I change it to 90 department? Yes, guys. Here also it will be changed to 100. Here also it will reflect, guys. 90 will reflect. Suppose you modify employee salary here. Come on. In the DB table row, you have modified to what? 7,000. Yes, it also reflects here, boss. It also reflects here. Are you listening my statement, guys? Here also it will reflect. This is called synchronization or not? Okay, guys. Now listen. This ORM software internally uses JDBC code plus SQL query to perform this synchronization or not? Are you understanding my point? ORM software internally uses JDBC code plus dynamic JDBC, dynamically generated. Dynamically, we don't write SQL query, but dynamically generated. Dynamically generated JDBC code plus SQL query. Come on. JDBC code plus SQL query to complete the persistence operations. To complete the persistence operations on the database software. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Okay. ORM software internally uses dynamically generated JDBC code plus SQL query to complete the persistence operations on database software. Good news, if it is Oracle, it will generate Oracle related JDBC code and SQL queries dynamically. If it is MySQL, it generates what? Come on. Are you understanding my statement, guys? It is a ORM means object relational mapping, not model, please. Object relational mapping, please. Okay, boss. Hmm. Dynamically generated SQL query. Hmm. Dynamically generated SQL query and JDBC code will be there. So ultimately in Java, you may take any top layer, guys, without having JDBC, no interaction with the database software. Directly or indirectly, you are talking with the database software, definitely it will happen through what? JDBC, either directly or indirectly. So bottom the bottom API to interact with the database software from any Java code. Okay, directly or indirectly JDBC. So here we don't write the JDBC, guys. Are you listening my statement? The JDBC code and relevant SQL query according to underlying database software will be generated dynamically. For example, I want to insert the record. What I do? Create a object, fill up with the data, give that object to ORM software giving persistence instruction. Hey, insert the record. What ORM software will do? Your job is creating object, filling up the data, giving that object to ORM software, right? What ORM software will do? It will check what is underlying database software, Oracle. Establish the connection with Oracle. Okay, collects the data from object, generate JDBC code plus SQL query according to Oracle, and inserts the sends and executes the insert query. Because of that record is inserted. Because of that record is inserted. Later, I modified the object and given that object to ORM software. ORM software asked the ORM software to update the record, takes the object data and checks having that data already record is there or not there. Okay, generate JDBC code plus update query according to underlying database software, updates the record. Okay, I want to retrieve the record. Are you listening my statement? Okay, you have given some criteria number. Okay, maybe 101 kind of thing to ORM software and ask it to retrieve the record. Takes that number, goes to the database table, executes select query, gets the record, and create a new object of entity class and give that object to application. Am I writing select query or ORM software is generating select query? Everything is happening through objects or not. No SQL queries are not. So these objects will remain same even though database software is changed or not. Whatever code is required, JDBC code, whatever queries are required, they are dynamically generated or not. I want reply boss. Definitely they are dynamically generated, no doubt in that. Definitely, solidly, they are dynamically generated. So that's why the overall persistence logic becomes what? Overall, the persistence logic becomes what? Database software independent persistence logic. Are you comfortable, boss? Right. Okay, guys. Now the big question in your mind is, where should we use? Yeah, lots of people think that OR mapping came, JDBC outdated. Array, JDBC never be outdated, ra babu. In Java, whatever comes, directly, indirectly, sending and executing SQL query in database software happens through JDBC. Maybe abstractions may increase, layers may increase. It's something like this, guys. In your office, management people may increase, managers may increase, team leaders may increase. Ultimately, labor has to work in front of machine, right? Ultimately, you take software company, guys. You take software company. Okay, you take software company. Okay, team leader will be there. Team leader will have project leader. Project leader will have a project manager. On the top of project manager, BDMs will be there. Business development people, delivery managers will be there. CEOs will be there. Board of directors, a number of layers will be there. Ultimately, who has to sit and write the code? Programmers. Who has to test the code? Testers. So we are software laborers, boss. We think that we are great people, but in our company, in our organization, we are the software laborers, right? Maybe it is not a polished word I am using, but ultimately programmers are software laborers. A number of layers will be there. Ultimately, who has to do the coding? Are you understanding my point? Programmer. Okay. So where should we use? Where should we use? Where should we use JDBC? And where should we use OR mapping? Okay, what is popular, guys? Hibernate. For persistence logic development. For persistence logic development. for persistence logic development. Yeah, before that, let me give list of ORM softwares. ORM softwares or tools or frameworks list. Frameworks list. All of them provides abstraction on what? JDBC. Provides abstraction on JDBC. Abstraction on JDBC. Right, guys. We have multiple, guys. We have multiple. We have multiple in the market. We have Hibernate is there. Hibernate from a company called Softree, but that company is acquired by Red Hat recently. Okay, we have Eclipse Link, boss. After Hibernate, Eclipse Link is popular, my dear. From Eclipse company. Come on. We have a top link, guys. From which company? Oracle Corporation. We have got iBatis from Apache. iBatis from Apache. We have multiple things, guys. Okay, number one popular is what? Hibernate. 90% market is there with him. Eclipse Link is good. After that, iBatis is also doing little well. Top Link and all these are there only for knowledge sake, guys. Don't worry about it. We have something called OJB also, Object to Java Beans. Object to Java Beans from Apache. Apache, we have something called JDO, Java Data Objects from Apache. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Yeah, where should we use JDBC and where should we use OR mapping for persistence logic development? Now listen, you have a application that is getting huge amount of data for processing batch by batch. Huge amount of data for processing batch by batch. Everyone focus. Okay. You take, did you ever gone to shopping mall, guys? I think nowadays no one is going. Red Hat is the company name, right? Dirty fellow. What is Red Hat? Red Hat is the company name, Red Hat Linux. Not only Linux, they have given so many things nowadays. Okay. Now listen carefully. Did you ever gone to shopping mall in recent past? At least in last 2-3 years? You might have, right? Gonna, not gonna. Yeah. There, before entering into multiplex theater, they will say lucky draw coupon, lucky draw coupons. They will give some coupons with you to fill up the details, right? Yes or no, na? Yes. Since lucky draw means to check your luck, you will fill up the details. You will fill up the details and you will forget also. Are you understanding my point? Okay. Ankur, I'm explaining that only. You cannot control your excitement, boss. I'm explaining the scenario, what is batch by batch. And you are asking what is batch by batch, sir. Keep the habit of listening, dirty fellows. Okay. Now everyone, please come back. Right. So you fill up and you will drop the into some, you drop into the drop like, or they will only collect. They'll insist you write your name and phone number compulsory. Right. Okay, you might have forgotten also. After 10-15 days, you will get a call. You are shortlisted in the lucky draw, and to collect the gift, uh, please come with your wife, come with your husband, or if possible, kids. If possible, kids in so and so hotel for at so and so time, and we will go there. Are you understanding? We will go there. And they will explain about that package, this package. They will try to make you take that membership, this membership. So they will irritate you. They will irritate you for 2-3 hours. Okay. If you are strong, are you understanding my point there? If you are strong, you will collect the small plastic gift and you will come out. If they are strong, they will make you to take the membership of 4 lakh, 5 lakh, like Mahindra Holidays, Country Club. Come on. Mahindra Holidays, Country Club. So many people might have experienced it also. So, but they will try to show their marketing skills like anything, boss. You will get frustration, but you cannot show. A number of things will happen. Okay. So that's actually big marketing trap, boss. That's a big marketing trap. Is nationwide, this trap is there. Same data they will use for a number of activities. So let us assume in India, 20 cities are there. In each city, 20 shopping malls are there. Are you understanding my point? And every day, these people are collecting, let us assume, okay, 5,000 people information, 5,000 people information from each city. So how many ways? 20 into 5,000. How much, guys? Okay, 10,000 people's information every day. Okay, 20 into 10,000. How much, guys? 2 lakh, 2 lakh. 2 lakh. 2 lakh, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, boss. I just say 10,000. 10,000 every day. 10,000 every day. 2 lakh people information. Yes? Okay, now you try to observe how this processing will happen, boss. From every city, 10,000 details will be collected in the form of lucky draw coupons. First, they will be feeded into Excel sheets by giving to data entry operator. For them, each record 1 rupee amount will be paid, guys. Later, there will be one central application, one website kind of thing, portal kind of thing. They'll upload this Excel sheet to that portal. The portal application is very strong application, guys. Come on. It will take each Excel sheet, reads the data, validates the data, corrects the data, categorize the data. Come on. And start writing those details to Oracle kind of database. Later, that marketing company will sell that information to n number of people. Will sell that information to n number of people. They will sell it to Country Club kind of what? Holiday package people. They will sell to home loan department. They will sell that information to what? Telemarketing people. They will sell that information to what? N number of people. N number of people. Okay, you have filled up by expecting gift, lucky draw kind of thing, but they are selling your information everywhere. Sometimes you never thought you need a home loan, but they will call you, ask, are you looking for home loan? Sometimes you never thought you are looking to have personal loan. They will call you, are you looking for any personal loan, sir? You never thought for anything, but they will come and call you because their number is there everywhere. Your number is everywhere. Are you listening my statement, guys? If you observe very carefully, yeah, Naukari people also will sell the information. A number of places they will sell the information, guys. Okay, now please focus. Please focus, my dears. Okay, guys. Now here the portal where we are uploading Excel sheet is very interesting, guys. At a time, it is getting what 10,000 records from Excel sheet. The application has to read 10,000 records at a time, should validate them, should correct them, should categorize them, and should write to Oracle database table. Suppose I used what? Hibernate there. I used Hibernate there for this entire processing. Array, to represent 10,000 records or to process 10,000 records at a time, how many objects of entity class should be created, guys? 10,000 objects should be created, right? If 10,000 objects are created for entity class at a time in the RAM memory or JVM memory, don't you think application will clash, guys? Application will crash, guys. Come on. Today 10,000, tomorrow 20,000, after a few days 50,000 records also may come. So if you start creating 50,000 objects to process 50,000 records at a time, application will crash or not? Possibility is there or not there? Suppose if I do same work by using JDBC, guys. Same work by using JDBC. Okay, all 10,000 records can be retrieved and stored into single result set object or not? If not 10,000, 5,000, if not 10,000, 15,000, can be stored into single result set object for processing or not? Come on. Are you understanding my point there? So what is the final conclusion? If your application is getting huge amount of data for processing batch by batch, at least now you are understanding batch by batch means batch by batch. First 10,000, next 10,000, next 10,000, next English ra babu, basic English. Natrasar conducts his classes batch by batch. 7 o'clock one batch, 9 o'clock one batch, evening hours one batch. Understanding my point there? Okay. India is becoming corona vaccinated country batch by batch. Are they giving vaccine to everyone in a single day? No. First day, some amount of people, second day, some amount of people. Come on. So what is happening in India is what? Batch by batch vaccination, right? Manufacturing company will produce their products batch by batch. Understanding my point? That's why when you see the packet of any food product, batch number will be there. When you see the product of any food packet, batch number will be there because they also manufacture and release batch by batch. Are you understanding my statement, guys? So the final conclusion is what, guys? The final conclusion is what? Okay. Now listen. If your application is getting huge amount of data for processing, batch by batch, don't prefer Hibernate. Don't prefer OR mapping. Prefer JDBC. Because if you use OR mapping there, creating what? Huge amount of objects for entity class to represent huge amount of records at a time kills the performance and crashes the application. What do you say, guys? Kills the performance and crashes the application. Practical reality, boss. Practical reality I am talking about. There you prefer JDBC. Sir, Sir, when JDBC can deal with a huge amount of records batch by batch, it can also deal with what? Small amount of records. Then why should I use OR mapping? Why should I entertain OR mapping? Or if your application is getting little amount of data for processing, for example, Reliance Digital is there, nareshit.com is there. Every day, every day thousands of inquiries will come to Naresh IT. No, hundreds, sometimes tens, 100, 200, tens only will come. In a day, whole day, 10. That means at a time also 20, 30 will come. I hope you are understanding. Little things, little amount of data I can expect. Whole day little amount, at a time also little amount, right? Whole day together 2000 inquiries, guys. But in a given minute, maybe 4 inquiries, 5 inquiries. So, are you understanding my point? At that time, we are trying to manipulate two records each minute. Uh, Creating 1, 2 objects for entity class each minute is okay. Are you getting my point? That's why in those situations, prefer working with Hibernate, nothing but OR mapping. Sir, here also you can use ADBC. Or if you use OR mapping in this kind of environment where little amount of data processing is happening, we can take the other advantages of OR mapping. What are the other advantages? Portability. We can change database software without touching the persistence logic. Persistence logic without SQL queries. Caching, versioning, timestamping, so many features. We can enjoy all the dynamic schema generation. Tables can be generated dynamically. Versioning keeps track of how many time record is modified. Timestamping, when it is lastly modified, keeps track of and when the record is lastly modified. Are you listening my statement, boss? Yeah. So I think you got the much clarity, guys. Yes. Now listen. If the application is getting, if the application is getting huge amount of data, huge amount of data, batch by batch for processing. Okay, batch by batch for processing. Then prefer using JDBC. Okay. Rather OR mapping. Rather OR mapping. If you use OR mapping here, if you use OR mapping here, come on, guys. To process huge amount of records at a time, at a time, the application needs to create huge amount of objects. If you use OR mapping here to process huge amount of records at a time, the application needs to create huge amount of, the application needs to create a huge amount of objects at a time in the JVM memory, which may lead in the JVM memory. Okay. Like 10,000 objects at a time. 10,000 greater than or equal to 10,000 in the JVM memory, which may lead to, come on guys, which may lead to application crash or performance issues. Performance issue. Are you getting my point, guys? So, what is the example, guys? Marketing data processing. Marketing data processing. Census. Census spell is what, guys? Population count, guys. Census. Census data processing. Okay, census data processing. Next, LIC is having LIC is having 30 crore policy holders or 50 crore policy holders. Are you getting my point? Every month, first week, maturity, some policy people will be maturity people should be detected. Detected means it has to go through 30,000 records. From there, it has to pick up what? 50,000, 60,000 people. Are you getting my point there? Hmm. Right. LIC, what is that? Matured policies. Matured policies detection. Policies detection. Policies detection. Detection every month. Every month. Come on. Every month. Then what? Salary depositing is not a big thing, guys. Come on. Sending bank loan reminder, bank loan EMI reminders. EMI reminders. So many people might have taken, right? Reminders. Next, bank loan rate of interest adjustment. Rate of interest adjustments. Come on. Okay. Rate of interest adjustment. Okay, guys. Right. Creating 10,000 objects for 10,000 records is good. Creating one object and keeping 10,000 records in that is good. Which needs more memory? Where memory cache is very less. Creating, in Java, object creation is a costly affair, guys. To create objects in Java, a lot of memory is required, lot of CPU time is required. Agree with me, guys? Okay, that's why one object 10,000 records is equal to 10,000 objects with 10,000 records. No. In Java, object creation is very costly affair. We must reduce object creation. How much we can reduce, that much we should reduce. So that's why we cannot say both are same. Someone says, one result set object with 10,000 records is equal to what? 10,000 records representing, 10,000 objects representing 10,000 records. Both are not same. Both are not same. Both are so much difference is there towards utilizing CPU time, towards consuming JVM memory. In both aspects, both are two different things, guys. I hope you got idea and etc. guys. And bank ROE, rate of interest adjustments. If you have a bank loan, floating rate of interest we will take. Floating means RBI changes these interest rates here and there. Okay. RBI changes interest rates. Accordingly, those should reflect in the loan amounts and EMIs. Okay, guys. Now listen. if the application is getting little amount of data, less than 100 records, less than data for processing at a time, then prefer using, come on, OR mapping. Then prefer using OR mapping. OR mapping to take various advantages. Like, come on, guys, to take various advantages like database portability. Next one, database portability, caching to reduce the network round trips, guys, versioning, time stamping, and etc. Okay, tell me the examples, guys. Naresh IT, inquiry processing, inquiries processing. Okay, guys, Naresh IT inquiry processing. Right. Varda Santosh, I already said one object with the 10,000 records is different from 10,000 records holding 10,000 objects. Use your common sense, you will understand. Okay. Naresh ID inquiry, don't tell me. Uh, okay. E-commerce, small scale e-commerce applications. Small scale e-commerce applications. Okay, guys. Small scale e-commerce applications. Are e-commerce will have customers, but all customers will not come at a time, na boss. E-commerce applications. Okay, and etc. Right. Small scale e-commerce application and etc. Is that clear? Right. Now listen. Okay. Now listen carefully. I think you got a clarity, boss. I think you got a clarity. Array, who banking applications will use ORMs happily? Why? Banking applications will use happily. Array, at a time, huge number of customers will not be there, na boss. In a given moment, if more and more things are required, then don't use this. I hope you are understanding my point. Right. At a time, huge amount of data. Please remember, not overall huge amount of data. Not overall huge amount of data. I hope you are understanding. Right. Array, Amazon, Flipkart, they don't use JDBC, they don't use ORM. They will use big data. Please, that's what I'm trying to come to clarity. Okay, I'll introduce that one also. Come on, guys. Note. Instead of using plain JDBC directly, use, come on, guys, prefer using Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC provides abstraction on plain JDBC and allows us to develop JDBC style persistence logic only, right? Okay, next one. Instead of using plain ORM like Hibernate, prefer using come on guys, prefer using Spring ORM or Spring Data JPA. Okay guys, Spring Data JPA. I hope you are understanding my point. Spring ORM is old technique guys, old. Spring Data JPA is the new technique, which is a latest one. Spring Data JPA. Okay. Now listen carefully. listen. Okay. Now listen. If the data coming for batch processing is use and they're in different formats Okay, they're in different formats like CSV files, XML files, and etc. Then prefer using Spring Batch. There is a separate module, guys. Another module. Spring Batch is there. Another module. If data coming for batch processing is huge, and they're in different formats like CSV, XML, JSON, and etc. Then prefer using what? Spring Batch, another module. Spring Batch itself on another module. Batch processing in Spring can be done by using what? Spring Batch also. Did you notice that? Okay. If the data coming for batch processing is behind storing capacity, we cannot store in one computer. Are you getting my point? Behind storing capacity, storing and processing capacity of any database softwares or single computer that cannot be stored in one computer, Are you understanding my statement? Okay, then prefer using big data frameworks, guys. Big data frameworks like Hadoop, Spark. After today, clarity should be there in your brain, boss. Clarity should be there in brain. Listen, wherever you are using plain JDBC, okay, there you can use Spring Batch also. Somehow we can manage with Spring Batch. Are you understanding my point, guys? Wherever you are using plain JDBC, as a better version, you can use Spring Batch. Are you comfortable, boss? But here, in one computer, we cannot store the data. In one database software, we cannot store the data. Basically, our Oracle MySQL not going to work out. That much data it is. Facebook per day data. Are you listening? Facebook per day data. YouTube per day data. They will be in what? Array terabytes are over, petabytes are over. They will be in what? Genotabyte. Okay. Genotabyte. Unotabyte. Come on. Genotabyte, enotabyte. Are you understanding my statement? In those situations, you think about going for what? Spark or Hadoop. I think Spark Hadoop is not doing well, and Spark is really doing well. Aisa no na. So, but you don't worry about this. You will be learning this as part of data scientist. When you are planning to become data scientist, as part of that platform, you will be worried about this big data. Okay. While developing normal regular projects which are not belonging to data science, you need not to break your head towards what? Big data frameworks. Is that clear, guys? Array, Spark is not a DB ra Babu. Spark is a big data framework. It talks about data storage, data processing, both. Data storage and data processing both. Okay, guys. Yeah, examples. Examples, guys. Tell me, Facebook. Tell me, YouTube. Google. And etc. Gmail. Okay. Gmail and etc. Fine, boss. Asi says, beyond processing capacity, storing capacity means what can I explain, ra, dirty fellow? Beyond means not there in our control. Guys, should I explain English terms also? What's happening, guys? Now people are asking, what do you mean by behind storing and processing capacity? One database software cannot store that data. One computer cannot store the data. I'm clearly written here, guys. Should I teach English also here? Ashish has completed engineering. I am doubting you. Array, Hadoop Spark itself, they are the storage software and they are processing software. Manideep Kumar, don't think that Hadoop Spark will use another database softwares. No. I hope you are understanding my point. Are you with me, guys? Right. Now listen. It's a huge, guys. And that is not possible to store in our regular database software. Not possible to store in what? Regular computers. We need a different mechanism. That time only you think about it. Okay, here I am writing, in that list I am writing Flipkart, Amazon also. Because Flipkart, Amazon data is also huge data, boss. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. So I think now you got the clarity about where to use what. Yeah, instead of using plain Hibernate, prefer using Spring Data JPA. Instead of using plain JDBC, prefer using Spring JDBC, right? Okay. But still story is not over. Right, boss. See, huge amount of data that is coming batch by batch can be handled through JDBC, can be handled with Spring Batch. Clear? Okay, huge amount of data that cannot be stored in regular database software, cannot be processed by using regular computer. It's such a use. We need a different mechanism. Multiple computer, multiple processor, different storing mechanism is required. Then only you think about big data frameworks. Clear, boss? Right. Now tell me, guys, different types of database softwares. So as of now in the market, we are having SQL database softwares are there. SQL database softwares are there. Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and etc. Okay, then we are having NoSQL database softwares. Okay, NoSQL, non-SQL, anything you can say. Right. Example, what is this? MongoDB. Okay, Hadoop and Spark are not databases. They got the ability of, come on, they got the ability of storing and processing. They are different. Don't consider Hadoop as a database software. Is that clear? Okay, MongoDB, Cassandra, Couchbase, Neo4j, and etc. Neo4j and etc. Are you listening my statement? Array H2 is a normal SQL database software, ra babu. H2 is a normal SQL database software. So these are NoSQL database. Now listen carefully. If your application is dealing with formatted data having fixed amount of attributes, then prefer SQL database softwares. Example, employee having max of 30 details. Maximum he will give 30 details, not more than 30 details. Come on. Not more than 30 details. Then think about going for what? Then think about going for what? Oracle kind of database software. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Customer having max of 20 details. Now listen, here one small problem is there, guys. Okay, if 1 DB table is having multiple records with different count of attributes, different counts of attributes are column values. With the different kinds of attributes are column values. Are you listening my statement? Okay. But allocating memory even for unfilled column values is meaningless. Okay, suppose I designed the employee table with 20 columns, guys. First employee 4 details, second employee 6 details, third employee 20 details, fifth employee 15 details. Third employee is satisfied using entire memory, boss, but remaining employees are wasting the memory or not? Speak out, my dears. Okay. Example, DB table in Oracle for employee having 20 columns. Now tell me, first record with 4 details. Okay. Second record with 6 details. Okay. Third record with 20 details. Fourth record with 30 details. Possible? Third one is possible, guys? Possible, guys? Come on. Fourth record with 30 details possible. So that means what? Number of columns in table cannot be grown dynamically. Yes or no? Na? Here, each record size cannot be increased or decreased dynamically. Each record size cannot be increased or decreased dynamically. What do you say, guys? It's a fixed one, right? See, guys, some customers are giving 4 details. Some customers are submitting 100 details. Some customers are submitting only 10 details. But I don't want to create a table with 100 columns and only few records having 100 details. Lot of details are having less than 100 details. Is really meaningless or not? Is really meaningless or not? In that situation, stop working with SQL database softwares. Prefer working with NoSQL database software like MongoDB, Cassandra, Couchbase. Especially MongoDB is very, very popular. Yes, I am going to teach Spring Data JPA to talk with a SQL database software. Come on. Okay, Spring Data MongoDB as part of NoSQL database software. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Okay. Yes. When I launch MongoDB, I will give differences between SQL and NoSQL more and more. Today, you just try to understand. You just try to understand when should we think about SQL databases? When should we think about going for what? This one. Right, boss. Now tell me here, if application in array MongoDB and NoSQL databases, no tables, no records. Their documents will be there, graphs will be there. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Array, sorry, I should write not possible. Not possible was okay. Now listen. In NoSQL databases, MongoDB kind of NoSQL, no records, no tables. They're documents kind of terminology. That's why they are dynamically growable. So documents are internally JSON type. So one record may have 4, 10 records may have n number of things. Are you listening my statement, boss? Yes. If application is getting okay unstructured dynamic growing dynamically growing. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Dynamically growing and not having fixed schema. Dynamically growing, not having fixed schema. Then prefer using NoSQL database softwares. Prefer using NoSQL database softwares. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Now listen. NoSQL databases, NoSQL database software does not maintain DB tables and records. In fact, they maintain documents, graphs, trees, and etc. which uh, which which don't need any structure, come on guys, any structure, any fixed schema, which don't need any structure, any fixed schema. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Right. Now listen. Uh, records in MongoDB. MongoDB will be stored as documents. Will be stored as a document. MongoDB is a NoSQL database software name, guys. Okay, guys. Document one with five details of customer one. Yes, guys. Document two with 10 details of customer two. No fixed schema, no fixed structure. Are you listening my statement? Document 3, 100 details of customer 3. How much you want, you can take it. I think your bulb is glowing. Document 4, all of a sudden, only 5 details of customer 4. Like this, we'll be having documents here. Here you will be having records. Are you understanding my point? Okay. SQL database softwares. Okay. Contains DB tables having fixed structure and schema. Fixed structure and schema. Here no structure, no schema. So that in one document 4 details, in one document 100 details, in another document 5 details. Are you listening my statement here? Forget about SQL, forget about tables, forget about a number of things. Are you understanding my statement? Don't worry. I only teach MongoDB. I only show interaction with MongoDB. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Still, I have not officially launched Spring Data. I'm just preparing background. You got clarity what is what? Tomorrow you will get why Spring Data is very popular, right? I think you got crystal clear clarity, because this is the confusion that will be there in every student mind. So many persistence environments in Java. JDBC is there, Hibernate is there, Spring JDBC is there, Spring Data JPA is there, Spring ORM is there, Spring Batch is there, MongoDB is there, a number of things are there, right? Okay, when to use what? Tomorrow you will get more clarity. I hope your bulb is glowing. Your bulb is glowing, right? Okay, guys. Devash Pandey, fixed schema, fixed structure. Think about RDBMS database software. Fixed schema, fixed structure, not possible. Think about NoSQL. NoSQL is relevantly new, boss, no doubt in that. GraphQL is also part of NoSQL only. Okay, GraphQL is not a SQL, is a NoSQL database software. Right. Are you listening my statement, guys? Are J Ravi, Spring Boot in-memory database is H2 and H2 is a SQL database software. H2 is a SQL database software. Are you understanding my point? Okay. So tomorrow I will give clarity why Spring Data module has become popular. Spring Data is what? What is Spring Data JPA? What is Spring Data MongoDB? Tomorrow I will get clarities. We are in the middle of this one. In the middle of this one. Array, Elasticsearch DB is also one NoSQL database. We have a lot of NoSQL databases. Right. I cannot teach every NoSQL database, guys. Okay, I can give only the knowledge of what MongoDB to you people. Thank you. Have a nice time.